Here we go. Fingers crossed.
That's supposed to happen?
Dunno.
Just don't get us killed.
You're no fun.
Uncharted the Lost Legacy plays like a greatest hits at times of the other Uncharted games, but with its two new protagonists still manages to feel fresh from a story perspective. With Uncharted 4 marking the close to Nathan Drake's story, two familiar faces step into the spotlight. Chloe Frazer and Nadine Ross take over the reins for Uncharted the Lost Legacy. Although the faces have changed, this is still the same Uncharted, and that's a good thing. Uncharted the Lost Legacy opens up slowly, but does an excellent job of setting the stage. As Chloe Frazer, you have journeyed to the Western Ghats of India during a time of civil war. As you make your way slowly through the city streets, bombs shake the ground you walk on as people are being dragged from their homes. These opening minutes immerse the player into the game's world and do an excellent job of setting the tone for the rest of the journey. From there, it's a race to the treasure as Chloe and Nadine travel to the largest environment developer Naughty Dog has ever done. The lush jungles and beautiful vistas are a sight to behold, and when these chapters opened up, I was stunned by how beautiful everything was. The game is built on the same engine as Uncharted 4 and plays the same. The animations for Chloe and Nadine have all been built from the ground up. For those worrying Naughty Dog simply slapped the skin on Drake and Sam, don't be. In combat, Chloe and Nadine both have different fighting styles and move differently than the Drake brothers. The only problem I've encountered is Nadine having the superpower of teleportation. Her character doesn't so much move with you as she just happens to appear where you are. This isn't a bad bug, but it does break the immersion when Nadine isn't with you 1 second and then appears out of thin air the next. Where Naughty Dog succeeds again is in the interactions between characters.
Oh, don't cross Ross. I should put that one on my business card.
As you are driving along in your Jeep, Chloe and Nadine are constantly chatting and filling in parts of their backstories. This adds believability to each of their characters and makes you really engaged in their partnership. The villain, Asav, is also a strong character and is more than just some mustache-twirling villain whose plans need to be thwarted by the pair. The puzzles in Lost Legacy are not overly difficult, but force the player to really look at their surroundings for the solution. I feel these puzzles are better than the ones seen in Uncharted 4, and will have you grinning with satisfaction after having solved them successfully. For those looking for an improvement in gunplay, prepare to be disappointed. This feels every bit the same as the aiming did in Uncharted 4, with no noticeable improvements. Stealth still feels good, however, with the feeling you get of taking out a guard silently, something that never grows old. A new mechanic has been added in the ability to pick locks, which oftentimes leads to stronger weapons. The game is simple. You spin the hairpin with the right stick and simply hold it in the position that the controller vibrates until the lock turns green. Do this for each of the tumblers, and then you have successfully picked your lock. It's nothing revolutionary, but does add something new that breaks up the feeling of déjà vu you sometimes get as you are adventuring through The Lost Legacy. Uncharted the Lost Legacy is an enjoyable run that constantly reminds you of how great Uncharted is. It never quite reaches the heights set by its predecessors, but proves to be a love letter to Uncharted fans and gives us one more reason to dive back into this rich world that Naughty Dog has created.
Oh boy. It's definitely not safe, by the way.